Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
All right, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I am here with Crystal Katrina and Jubilant Joel.
Jubilant. Wow. Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, I'm feeling I'm getting
hi.
better.
Jubilant.
Yeah, Katrina's
Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Why crystal? Like, what does that
You're
mean?
like
Shiny?
shiny.
Crystal clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I can see right through.
All right, so today we are doing another Christmas horror film, 2015, Krampus.
Krampus.
Joel, who was in this?
This one stars Adam Scott. He was in Step Brothers,
Yep.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2, Piranha 3D, and Parks and Recreation. And also David, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce his last name right, Kochner. He was in Anchorman, Piranha 3DD, Final Destination 5, and Snakes on a Plane.
Did you say Piranha
Snakes?
3DD. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a Piranha 3D, and then there was a Piranha 3DD. So,
I wonder what the extra D was for.
just a sequel, I think, to Piranha 3D. It's just 3 double D. I don't know. And Toni Collette. She was in The Sixth Sense, Little Miss Sunshine, which is probably my favorite of her movies, Fright Night, and Hereditary.
Hereditary is my favorite of her movie.
That's a really good one. I just really love Little Miss Sunshine. This was written by Todd Casey. He did mostly like superhero animated stuff. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, 8 episodes of that. Green Lantern, Emerald Knights screenplay, again animated. And Thundercats, 2011 to 2012, 7 episodes.
Okay.
And also Michael Dougherty.
Yes.
We've already talked about this guy on a previous episode. He wrote Trick or Treat,
Yeah.
X2, X-Men United, Superman Returns, Godzilla vs. Kong, and a Hellraiser TV show he's going to be doing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
it's going to
is
be
that new?
for... Yeah, I think it's going to be for HBO or something like that.
Oh, man. That could be good.
Yeah. And also Zach Shields, he wrote Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong, the story of that.
Okay.
And this was directed by Michael Dougherty. He directed Trick or Treat, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Trick or Treat 2.
So he's a writer and a director.
He's a writer and director, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, yeah, Trick or Treat 2 should be, hopefully next Halloween.
Hopefully, yeah.
That'd be really cool.
yeah, it'll be perfect.
All right.
It's been a long time since the first one,
Yeah,
but let's get the sequel.
Okay, so this one is about a boy who had a bad Christmas. And he accidentally summons a festive demon to his family's home.
A festive demon.
Yes. So looking on IMDb, this is considered a comedy, drama, fantasy, horror.
Wow.
Wow.
So horror is like the last genre on this list.
Yeah.
Comedy, drama,
I could see
fantasy,
that.
horror.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, definitely,
Definitely
has
has
a lot
its
going
comedy
on.
and fantasy
Yeah.
aspects, for sure.
A lot going on.
And
with
it's
this one.
not categorized. Did you say holiday?
No.
Mm.
No. Yeah, I don't know if they put holiday for any of the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this one, PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
And, it had some pretty good actors in it. Some, like, familiar faces, especially for comedies. Some of these people. David Koechner and Adam Scott definitely are in a lot of comedies over the last
David Koechner was in
10 years or so.
I think a full season's worth of The Office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also. So.
Yeah, he's oh gosh, what's his name?
Michael Scott's like best friend.
Yeah. He was just
the one we just watched. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is him, huh?
Yeah. What's his name? Trucker? No.
Ted.
Todd
Packer.
Todd Packer. Yeah.
Todd Packer.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you guys think of this one, Katrina? What did you like?
So, this movie was definitely original, like very original story.
Yeah.
And I loved the gingerbread men.
Yeah.
The characters that were attacking, some of them were a little too much for me. And just wow. But those gingerbread guys,
yeah,
they make the whole movie worth it. That was really funny. And I loved the relationship between the little boy and the grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really liked how they made it where she was very misunderstood right from the beginning. Right. And you could tell that she just didn't have a great relationship with the wife, who was her daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
And her dad was just so overprotective. The dad, her son, was just so overprotective of her that he wasn't recognizing. He just was seeing her spacing out as, oh, yeah, that's grandma. She's getting old. Yeah. And the boy had this, sweet connection with her. So I really loved that. I liked the relationships within the first family. And once they brought the other family in, it was just over the top too much.
There was some characters in there for sure.
Yeah. But I felt like they did a good job helping us really connect with what's going on in that first family.
Yeah, the main family.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
With
the different family dynamics and Yeah, Randy Quaid's the David Koechner of his family.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Anything else?
That's what I have for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Joel, what'd you like?
Like she was saying, the family dynamic with the original family. I liked the grandma and grandson connection was good.
Yeah.
And it's not one to really be taken seriously. It's just a fun little Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And a Christmas horror movie. Christmas horror, fantasy, comedy.
Drama.
Yeah, drama?
That's what it said.
I know that's what it said, but I can see comedy and fantasy.
I could see drama.
There was
read his letter to Santa.
Yeah.
That was pretty dramatic.
Yeah, it was. That's the cousins read in front of everybody.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah. I liked the acting was pretty good. It had some good actors in it and everything, and I think the boy did probably the best job of all of them.
Yeah, and the grandma.
And the grandma too. So just their whole dynamic was good. I really liked that. And I think for the most part, this movie is definitely a family type of movie. So the family dynamics are what make this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that and the gingerbread men were kind of cute too.
I totally want to battle with some.
It definitely had some horror in there.
Yeah.
With everybody getting killed off, like pretty much, like taken and everything like that. Yeah. And this definitely could have been a very dark movie.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for like the comedy aspects and everything to it. So yeah, I thought it was a fun movie, enjoyable. Probably not one I'd watch every year, but every other year maybe. So yeah.
Okay.
I forgot one thing that I liked.
Oh, okay.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Go for it.
I liked the ending, but I don't know how much we want to like get into it.
The movie's 5 years old. I mean, it's.
Wait, let's.
We talk about like spoilers.
Well,
we can talk about the ending. Let me get to my because I'll say something and we can lead into that.
Okay.
So not just the gingerbread men, but I liked all those characters, all the toys, things coming to life and attacking. Like the Jack in the Box looked cool. The like teddy bear, the doll that was like a bird.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
They were so cool. Like they were
they
were like scary, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely where if anything in the movie made me think of Trick or Treat, it was that. Mm-hmm. That made me feel like, okay, yeah, I see where, this guy's the writer. This guy's the director.
And on that same thought, like, there's a theme going on with this. Like, there was one with Trick or Treat where you were saying that they lost their Halloween spirit. Yeah. Like, that's pretty much the same thing with this one. They lost their Christmas spirit, which is when Krampus came in. So there seems to be a theme with this director.
He's very passionate about having the spirit for the holiday.
Yeah.
Like, really keep the holiday alive. Or else.
Exactly.
Or else. Yep, Krampus or Sam.
Yeah.
The elves. I like the elves too. They were funny.
At the end, like when they're
like
taking them
attacking to take them all to like Krampus or whatever.
They're breaking down the walls.
The like big huge things.
Yeah.
Those weren't elves.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they called them elves.
They said, "Here comes Krampus's elves." Or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I didn't like that. That's one of my not likes.
That's one of my not likes.
Yeah.
I thought Krampus looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
his design was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
I thought at first, you don't really get to see too much of him, and I was like, he looks kind of lame. But then when they got more close up on him, and he kind of had like a Santa look, but just like a scarier Santa, I guess, like a monster Santa. Mm-hmm. He even had like a red coat on and stuff. Like I thought that was pretty cool. He looked like what I would think Krampus should look like.
I have another one too.
Okay. Yeah.
When the grandma is telling her story.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like animated.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The whole animation and everything was it fit the tone of the movie.
Definitely.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
I
fun.
really liked when she told her story.
Yeah.
I loved the grandma. I think she was my favorite. The grandma and the little boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I liked the ending a lot. So let's talk about what I guess we feel like the ending means, or
that's why.
Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the ending is? So the ending, he wakes up the next day, or it's Christmas Day now, and he's kind of like wondering if what's going to happen. He gets out there, everybody's fine, everybody's happy. Mm-hmm. It's almost like this never happened, right?
Yeah.
That's what kind of
that's what you are
the atmosphere
supposed to think.
It feels like. And then he opens a gift, and it's the Krampus bell.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody kind of looks around.
Then you realize everybody does remember.
Yeah. And then it like zooms out, and they're all in a snow globe. Mm-hmm. And there's just like tons of snow globes in this world, I guess, and Krampus is kind of watching over them.
Yeah.
So what
What do you think that means?
So, okay. You have to decide. Have they always been in a snow globe?
That's what I think.
And has he always... this is just how... So, like, Santa watches us kind of like if you think of the Santa Claus. He has all the screens where he's like, oh, little Susie shouldn't have been doing that. I got to get her back on the good list and whatever. So he's always watching us all year long, you know? And so then you realize, but we're all just in a snow globe and Krampus is just like shaking us up, looking at us. And so then he jumped into the snow globe and did his work and readjusted our spirit. Yeah. And then came out and we're still just in the snow globe. Yeah. Or, because this is the thing. Is at the end with the elf thing, like, isn't there like this big hole that they then like fall into and whatever? Yeah. Is that when they go into the snow globe? Yeah. And so then they're a regular family being watched by Santa this time. And then because, there's this, you're losing your spirit and everything. Now you're going to get a visit from Krampus and you're going to have to go live in a snow globe and he's going to keep an eye on you. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And now you're not actually this same family that you always were.
Right. It almost seemed like it was like a reminder, the gift, like you guys better act happy and be nice to each other.
Yeah. Well, and that's what she said that the bell was for her, the grandma, when she got the bell. Right. And it was like, this is the thing too, is because the grandma got left and she had to fight the battle because she's like, I need to face him. Yeah. This is my second time meeting him. I need to actually face him this time. Yeah. And then he got the bell. It's like it was his grandma's bell. Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, he got it. Like, I don't know. I just love that connection with him and the grandma. Yeah. And so then he has a part of his grandma with him too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yeah. It was like, so then it's like, are they looking like, oh wow, that's weird that he got that, Or are they looking around like, oh man, Krampus, we better shape up,
Yeah, I think they're looking at it like, oh yeah, that wasn't a dream. Yeah. Like everyone thought they had the same dream. Yeah.
But when they realized that everything's back to normal, or it must have just been a dream. Yeah. But you would think that the husband and wife would have talked to each other and be like, we had the same exact dream.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean, how often do you wake up and be like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I had the worst dream. I have to tell you about it. But sometimes it's just too busy. Yeah. And it's Christmas morning. Yeah. It's too busy to be like, wait, let me tell you about my dream.
But that was a crazy dream to have. Yeah. And so if one spouse was like, I had this crazy dream. The other one's like, I also had a crazy dream. Yeah. You would think that they would have talked about it at some point.
Well, but if the kids are running down and saying, come on, let's open presents. And the whole family's there. Yeah. And so they're probably like, oh my gosh, okay, we need to talk about our dreams later. Yeah. Like,
but then, let's put a pin in it. The son was named Max, comes down and is like, you guys are all alive. Like, it's kind of a weird thing to say. Does
he say that?
Yeah, he does. And it's like, well, yeah, because everybody got killed at some point. Yeah. So you would think that if anything, that would have been
that would have
kind of like, okay, well, you also had a kind of a crazy dream. Yeah. Let's talk about this kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they waited until after he opened a present that was the Krampus bell.
Yeah.
So as far as the snow globe goes, if that is the theory, how far does that snow globe go? Because it looked like a pretty small snow globe, and it looked like it was just around their house. Yeah. So can they just never go anywhere if they're in that snow globe? Is it always going to be Christmas Day?
Well, no. Think about the snow globe that we're going back to the Santa Claus, because Santa Claus and Krampus, I think, have similar powers, you know? Mm-hmm. And so if you think about, what's the little boy in the Santa Claus?
Charlie.
Yeah. Charlie. If you think about the snow globe he gets, and he can shake it and see his dad anytime,
Yeah.
Santa Claus anytime, it's probably the same kind of powers. Like, okay, I need to check up on this family. And he probably just needs to think about, okay, I want to check up on Max. Let me shake it and see how Max is doing.
Right.
Let me shake it and see how so-and-so's doing.
I can see that.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if we have to get into that much detail, but that was a good answer to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think he's, this is how Krampus checks on everybody. Through the snow globes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
That was to me. That was a positive and also a negative for this movie. For me, anyway.
Oh, okay. You didn't like this.
I wasn't a fan of it because I love a good twist in a movie, but it has to be earned. And I felt that the tone of this movie was kind of all over the place. It was horror, it was fantasy, it was comedy. It didn't really fit it was, to me, it's like how The Shining ends. Like, it ends on a twist. Yeah. And it's like, that's not really a movie that is earned like that kind of a twist. It just comes out of nowhere. Okay. I feel like this one kind of came out of nowhere as well. Twists do sometimes, but I don't know. There was something. It kind of felt
somehow like it had to end in a.
Well, he gets his Christmas spirit back, and
so
it
then,
all
so then
goes
no
back
bell,
to normal.
No bell. No...
Did you like the bell? Him getting the bell?
Yeah, I liked the bell part because it made the night before real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so when he gets his Christmas spirit back, that's when everything goes back to normal. Back to life. They come back to life. And it's still the idea behind the movie is still there.
Yeah. He
gets his Christmas spirit back, which is the whole point of the movie.
Right.
And so everything goes back to normal. It's a Christmas movie. Yeah. It's more of a Christmas movie than it's a Christmas movie before it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could have been where it ended at that point.
Okay.
But then they add in this another twist to it, and it's like it to me goes a little bit too far because it's not needed. It's not necessary to have this twist in there just to make people think like, okay, like maybe people think more possible endings to this movie.
Yeah.
I love it. I love twist endings in movies. But this one didn't feel like it was necessary for me.
Okay. So you're talking about Krampus, like watching them through the snow globe and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the twist you're referring to? Okay.
The whole snow globe thing, was unnecessary. Okay. It would have been fine with everyone realizing that the night before was real. That all that stuff actually did happen. And then they wake up in there. Yeah. He gets his Christmas spirit back, which was the whole point. And everything goes back to normal.
Yeah. Okay. With the end, I did notice that it did seem like almost like dreamland, when he was up and he was getting, everybody's all happy. It had like a haze to it. So it did feel like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But anyways.
Because he was in a snow globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's mind bending. So let's. So that was a negative for you. Do you want to keep talking about any other negatives you had?
Yeah. Like I was saying, the tone there was parts of it that were appropriate, like as far as the campiness, the fantasy. I liked the gingerbread men and all that kind of thing. It was the fantasy part of the horror movie itself. The whole cartoon aspect was part of that fantasy. But then what IMDb was saying, it was a comedy, it was a fantasy, it was a drama, it was a horror. There was so much going on in that movie. There was a lot of tones to it. There were like the whole fantasy aspect when they're getting attacked by the creatures. It's the comedy. It's a comedy in the fantasy, but then people are getting killed. It takes a darker tone.
Yeah.
And so you don't know, like the first half of it is like a comedy with like the family getting together and all these disagreements and stuff like that they're having. But then it takes on the fantasy, it takes on the horror, and it's just, there's so much going on. So many different tones going on that I wasn't sure what this was first.
Yeah.
Was it a comedy? Was it a Christmas movie? Was it a horror movie?
Yeah.
That kind of...
It's a Christmas movie.
It is, yeah. I would say it was a Christmas movie for
Overall.
sure. Yeah, but it's just like there was a lot going on that, it could have been anything before, And I think that's honestly my biggest negative that I have is just the tone of the movie and the ending. Okay. But I already talked about that. So.
Yeah. All right.
So,
do you have any negatives?
I was not a fan of the extended family. I didn't like that whole... it was just over the top. Too much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The boy...
is always
too much. I don't like him.
Over the top.
Yeah. But he wasn't even the one that was too much. Yeah. It was more the kids.
Yeah.
The aunt was the
aunt.
least.
And the aunt. Yeah.
She was the worst.
It was just obnoxious, and it really took away from the movie. Like Joel said, it was like that took the whole feeling out of the movie. Mm-hmm. It was like right when you're getting into it, then they have all this ridiculousness that is just... Do you want me to connect with the movie, or do you want to just be silly? Yeah. So I didn't like them. I didn't like that whole thing. And I didn't like that they said that it was the boy who summoned Krampus, because the thing was...
He rips up the letter to Santa.
Yes, but... The thing is the whole letter was about
the family.
Yes, he had the Christmas spirit, and he wanted to believe, and he did believe, that Santa was real. It wasn't fair to put it on him. It was that other family that did that to him, and I mean, he was hurt. He was hurt, and. Who's to say that he didn't believe that ripping it up Santa would still get it? He believed that Santa could help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't like that they put it on him.
Christmas letters to Santa. That's what summons Krampus every time. Every time.
I don't know. I feel like it was the other ones who summoned him, because even his fight that he got into.
Yeah.
The fight was because he was standing up for Santa. He was standing up for the Christmas spirit. He fought for it. Literally fought for it.
Yeah.
So don't put it on him that he's the one who brought Krampus.
Yeah.
I think it was the rest of the family that brought Krampus.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a combination of all of it, right? I mean, they blamed him, but I think it was the family together not having the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
The family was going through a hard time.
And he didn't like the extended family.
Yeah.
No.
At all.
And the thing is the family was going through a hard time. Mm-hmm. And they were still sticking together.
Yeah.
They were still sticking it out, sticking together, and inviting their other family to come. Mm-hmm. To me, that was pushing through that Christmas spirit,
Yeah,
it was the other family that was really, I mean, to them it was just like they didn't seem very genuine about their Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And the aunt,
she
was too much. But that whole family, it was just too much. It was too much. It made it hard to connect to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that was my negative.
Okay. I didn't like the whole... It got too much fantasy when the whole ground broke apart and people falling into the fire and all that. That's too much. I never like when movies have that. So that's a negative right off the bat. I do agree with the tone stuff. It didn't bother me as much as it seemed to bother you guys, but
it just didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah. And sometimes for me, I kind of like the variety, depending on how it's done. I feel like I liked it in this one. Mm-hmm. But then there was this other thing that I just feel like was a missed opportunity. Those snowmen that kept popping up.
Yeah.
They should have attacked. Mm-hmm. They should have come to life. And
I mean, gingerbread men come to life. Why not?
Yeah, I feel like
some
that
of the
was
presents come to life.
Such a missed opportunity. Why even have that in there if you're not going to do anything with it?
Yeah, they would have been the better ones than the elves to come and get the family.
Yeah.
I didn't like those guys.
That would have been way too much CGI instead of just
all these snowmen
just attacking,
marching them out.
So throw some hot water on them. Good.
I know.
Happy
maybe
birthday.
that's why they didn't attack, because they knew
they're kind of easy to get rid of.
Yeah, it's almost like they wrote that in and had that in with that idea, and then just didn't go with
They were just alerting. They couldn't go inside because it's warm in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they had to stay out, and they were just alerting him that something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's not right. Yeah. I liked them. I think they're good. They're good
guys. I like that they were in it. I just feel like you could have done more with it.
Yeah.
But that's about it for me. So I really like this one. I want to watch it every year.
Oh, every year. I will get prepared.
All right. Grades.
I'm going to give it a 77.
Okay. All right. Good.
Good.
That's a solid score.
Great.
I give this one an 81.
Okay.
It's a good one.
You seem to have a lot of issues.
I only had an issue with the tone. I only had an issue with the tone. Because they were kind of big issues. I mean, they were big issues for sure. The tone was all over the place throughout the entire movie. And it was just that very last 2 minutes of the movie that I was, or not even that, that I really had an issue with.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 10-second issue.
It is. It literally probably was about 10 seconds. You just see the snow globes and that's it. So, I mean, tones, it was all over the place. But as far as the rest of the movie goes, it was a pretty solid movie.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to go with 80. What did you say? 84?
81.
Oh, 84. Okay, I wanted to do 84.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to take you.
Can't have the same.
That's what you were going to do.
No.
Okay, yeah. I want to do an 84 on that one. I think it's a good Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like you calling it a Christmas movie, and I think that's what made me... I originally put 78, and I crossed it down to 77. I think because...
How is it not a Christmas movie?
It's not... It's a Christmas...
What makes a Christmas movie? Okay.
Story.
Well, then it's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie. Like when you're gonna watch a Christmas movie, you want to feel all good and.
Well, okay. So in her mind, there's no horror movies that are Christmas movies.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Christmas movies are sentimental.
So I've
very
been trying
gentle,
to tell her about Die
sweet
Hard
movies.
And how
Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I have to see it. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Never seen it.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to be on the same wavelength as a lot of people saying it's not a Christmas movie, but it is.
I
and we have it in here on record as us saying that it is.
Oh, okay. I feel that if just because something takes place on Christmas Day, just because something has Christmas in it, it doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
Oh, but this is more than that, though. This is talking about Christmas spirit, talking about Santa.
Krampus?
This has
it has
magic
high
Christmas.
potential for being a Christmas movie.
And it ends on a high note, right? Yeah. They're all happy and they're all together.
Yes, in a snow globe.
They don't know that.
And there are these like demon-like toys killing people, and it's dark, and people get killed like extremely. Yeah. And
have you seen Home Alone? He hurts those guys pretty severe.
If it was real life, they would have been dead.
Okay, got electrocuted. Come on.
They were trying to rob him. He had to.
So much criminal activity in that movie.
Not
a
this,
Christmas
though.
movie.
Not in Krampus.
No, not in
they were just being a family and going through a hard time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You go through hard times. Yeah. They don't need to be murdered by crazy demon toys. Like they
lost the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, and then they lived.
And then they got it back.
They did, but we don't know if they really lived or they just are in a snow globe. Yeah.
Well, if it ended the way that I envisioned it to end, then it would have been a happy ending.
Yeah, then it would have been a Christmas
movie. Yes, but then it would have been an unrealistic
Oh, but Krampus is realistic.
Yeah, like the whole idea that you could be in a snow globe, that it ties it together. It makes it make sense. Where it's like, oh, okay, so everyone's just magically alive. Was that just a dream? Was that just what?
That's the fantasy aspect of the movie,
and that's what makes it a Christmas movie.
Yeah. No. Just because the lights turned on and everything's happy doesn't mean it doesn't take away that they took it out of Christmas when they started murdering. And it's more the toys, like how crazy and scary the toys are, and how dark the movie is, like literally dark.
Yeah.
So to me, what makes a Christmas movie and what doesn't constitute one is if you can take the theme of whatever movie you're watching, take Christmas out of it.
Yeah.
If you can do that, then it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But
that's a good way to gauge it.
And so this is
that is a good way. Let's think about, would this movie exist with taking out the Christmas
aspect? No, it wouldn't.
No. Well, no, because Krampus wouldn't even be around.
Yeah.
That you might change my view on this. That is a good way to gauge if something's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because I've just been going off of the feel and the look.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like, it has to be bright. And like,
Christmas doesn't have to be bright. It doesn't have to be
sometimes
all
it
good
can
feels
be black.
See,
no. Don't bring Black Christmas into this.
That didn't need to be Christmas movie.
No, you can definitely take Christmas out of that.
None of those three movies needed to be Christmas. Yeah. They could have taken place in the summer and would have had the same impact.
Yeah.
Krampus is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. You know what? Joel, you won. You won that argument. I will give you the win.
Sweet.
All right.
You're going to change your score up
Krampus,
to 78 again?
It's a 78. 78%.
Nice. All that for that 1%.
Yeah. And a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I
convinced you.
You officially have a horror Christmas movie. This is the first Christmas movie or horror movie that I will put my stamp on as Christmas.
All right.
So
cool. All right, well, there's our review on Krampus. You can find us on Facebook at Scare Talk Podcast. We're on Twitter at Scare Talk Pod. And you can listen to us on pretty much any podcast streaming platform. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Krampus